Want, once again. What's up, 23% Nation? Coach D is here tonight. And guys, I'm excited. Why? Because ultimately, we're talking about wealth. We're talking about making more money, guys. And why not get excited about money? So, guys, I want to welcome all of you to reason number 4 of this amazing video series entitled 10 Reasons Why You Are Not Wealthy Yet. So, without any further delay, let's go ahead and dive right on in. All right, 23% Nation, here we go. I'm about to hit you with the unfortunate problem is that we value our wants, not our needs. Now, of course, you've heard this before. Wants versus needs, what's more important, right? Well, tonight, I'm going to help you out with about maybe 5 solutions as to how we can begin to place a little more value, a little more importance, a little more emphasis on the things that are going to help make us wealthy as opposed to the things that are keeping us stuck, keeping us poor, and keeping us in an attitude of lack. So now that we know what the problem is, ladies and gentlemen, 23% Nation, we are definitely going to focus on the solutions. So here we go. All right. Now, before we get into all of the wonderful solutions that Coach D is going to provide for us tonight, I first want to give a definition. I really want to explain what I mean by wants versus needs. So guys, let's go ahead and talk about it just a little more. All right. So when we talk about wants versus needs, first, a want is basically a liability. And now let's quickly remember what liabilities are. Those are things that take money out of your pocket regardless of you working or not, right? So when we talk about wants, really, what are we talking about? Well, such things as a big house. I mean, you talk to most college students, you talk to most people, and everybody desires a big house, okay? And of course, everybody wants to drive a fancy car, okay? Everybody wants to take that dream trip, that dream vacation, all right? Also, video games. And let's not forget needy people. People who want you to buy me this, buy me that, loan me this, loan me that, right? And then another want that most people don't think of, but it's definitely there, is processed food, ladies and gentlemen, processed food. Now, you know what Coach D says about processed foods, right? Well, processed foods equal processed people. Okay, so now that we know what our wants are, let's now focus on our needs, right? And when we talk about needs, really what we're talking about are those things that are necessary for human life, okay? So we're going to replace the word needs with assets. Now, let's quickly remember what an asset is. An asset is anything that puts money in your pocket, whether you work or not. So in other words, assets are the complete opposite of liabilities. So let's not forget, we're talking about becoming wealthy, ladies and gentlemen. So when we talk about assets, what are we talking about? Guys, we're talking about businesses, real estate, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, CDs, and let's not forget our good old plant foods. That's right, guys. Plant foods are definitely an asset. Why? Because they keep the body healthy. And if you know anything about wealth, we know that health equals wealth. That's right. So now that we know the difference between a want and a need, let's move forward. Solution number 1 is the active capital fund. Now, 23% Nation, you have heard me talk about the active capital fund ad nauseum. And you're right, I'm going to keep talking about it. Why? Because it's very, very, very important, especially for those of us who are interested in becoming wealthy. So let's quickly remember that the purpose of the active capital fund is to save up seed money for your future business. That's right, guys. Your business is going to be the sole purpose of opening up the active capital fund. Now, very quickly, let's remember that the active capital fund is a savings account. And let's not forget our three-word mantra, save to invest. Once again, save to invest. Okay? Now, the reason why Coach D has coined this three-word mantra is because oftentimes people want to start a business, but they don't quite know what to do. So here's Coach D's solution to that age-old problem, all right, is that when you don't know what to do, it's very important for you to continue to save up the seed capital. Because trust me, whatever business you want to open, whether it's a brick and mortar or whether it's an online business, you will need seed capital. So while you are talking to people, writing things down, deciphering what's good, what's not good, all the while, you should be putting money aside so that your business can start off on the right foot. Make sense? Perfect. And let's not forget about Money Day, which, if I remember correctly, is the second day of the 23% challenge. So if you have not participated in the 23% challenge as of yet, Coach D kindly invites you to at least participate in Money Day. All right. Money Day is the day that you're going to go to the bank and open up a brand new savings account. And we're going to call that brand new savings account our active capital fund. Get it? Got it? Moving on. Solution number 2 is the passive capital fund. Now, once again, 23% Nation, we've talked about this ad nauseum. That's right. And once again, I'm going to talk about it some more. Okay. So guys, the passive capital fund is a savings account, just like the active capital fund. And of course, we're going to employ our three-word mantra, save to invest. I'll say it again, save to invest. Because once again, some people are not quite sure how to invest or what to invest in. Now, let's quickly remember that when we talk about a passive capital fund, really what we're talking about is money that we're saving up so that we can eventually invest in things that we do not have direct control over. So the primary avenue for the passive capital fund is real estate, ladies and gentlemen. That's one of the reasons why I urge you to go out and solidify the relationship that you have with any realtor. So maybe you know a friend of the family, or perhaps it's a family member, or maybe it's your close friend who is a realtor. Trust me, sit them down, have a conversation with them about how to invest in real estate, and trust me, they will be very happy that you did. Okay? And once again, let's not forget about Money Day. So if you want the next Money Day, you can go to the bank and open up 2 savings accounts. That's right, guys, 2 savings accounts. One can be for your active capital fund, and the second one can be for your passive capital fund. Now, let's quickly remember, because I know a lot of people are asking, all right, Coach D, how much money goes in each fund? Well, I'm going to give you a range, and you pick whatever number or percentage is best for you. Now, on the low end, we're going to say 10%. On the high end, we're going to say 30%. So if you want, you can go with any number in between those numbers. 10%, 11%, 20%, 25%, or even 30%. I'll leave that up to you because I have no idea what your monthly or biweekly income is. But just make sure it works for you. Okay? Get it? Got it? Moving on. Solution number 3 is to focus on passive income, guys. That's right. Focus on passive income. Now, let's quickly remember that passive income is just the opposite of active income. All right. So, in other words, active income is money that comes from your job. Passive income is money that comes from your investments. Get it? Got it? Perfect. Now, once we have enough passive income coming in, then allow that passive income to purchase those wants, right? Remember we talked about them? The big house, the big car, the video games, no processed food. Okay. Actually, why don't we use that passive income to buy more plant food? Okay. Excellent. So always remember this. Okay. The difference between passive income and active income. Passive income comes from your assets. Active income comes from your job. All right. So that is solution number 3, moving forward. Solution number 4 is to eat out less. That's right, guys. Eat out less. Now, here's the really cool thing about eating out less is that it will automatically reduce the amount of processed foods that are in your diet. And guys, let's quickly remember that yes, health is wealth. So, if you are interested in becoming wealthy beyond your wildest dreams, then please, and I beg you, please consider eating more plant foods. That's right. Why? Because plant foods will help ward off the big 4. And what are the big 4? Let's not forget obesity, diabetes, cancer, and the number 1 killer of Americans, heart disease. Okay? And here's one other thing that I want you to consider is that what does wealth mean? Okay, because ultimately we are talking about how to become wealthy, right? So if we break it down, the word health simply means having an abundant supply of something. Now that something can basically be anything. It could be assets. It could be health. It could be education. It could be whatever you want it to be, you see? But here's the question that I have for you now that we know what wealth is. Do you want to have a wealth of disease or do you want to have a wealth of health? Ultimately, the choice is yours. But if you're part of the 23% nation, you definitely, and I repeat, you most certainly want to have a wealth of health. Sound good? Perfect. Moving on. And solution number 5 is consume less and create more. I'll say it again. Consume less and create more. So here is a question for you. What can you offer other people that is of value? That's right, guys. Believe it or not, everybody who lives on planet Earth is valuable, which means you have value to offer other people. Okay? So, a lot of you may be questioning, all right, Coach D, so what do I have that someone else may deem valuable? Well, you have advice. You offer information. You have products. You may be able to offer a service. That's right. Trust me, guys. Once you recognize your own self-worth, then you will know that no one is above you, no one is below you. Instead, everybody is on the same plane. That's right. So we all have advice. We all have information. We all can offer a product and or service that someone can definitely use. Get it? Got it? Good. And one other thing that I want to leave you with as far as solution number 5 is concerned is that when we say consume less and create more, really what we're talking about is our ability to consume information. Guys, think about it. Think about it, right? How do we consume information? Think about your eyes, think about your ears, and think about your mouth. With your eyes, you consume visual information. With your ears, you consume auditory information. And with your mouth, you consume physical information, meaning food. So, in other words, what type of information are you consuming? Are you consuming liabilities or are you consuming assets? Once again, the choice is yours, but Coach D wants to warn you that it is definitely time for us to consume less and create more. Once again, we are after the wealth, we are after the riches and the assets. So let's start focusing on creating more and consuming less. Very, very important if you want to become wealthy. Question of the day, question of the day, and question of the day once again. Do you value your wants over your needs? Now that's a yes or no question, 23% nation, but of course state why. Very, very important. All right, so once again, our question of the day is, do you value your wants over your needs? Guys, I want to thank you for watching. I definitely want to thank you for listening. As always, let's eat well, feel well, think well, do well, be well. This is your man, Coach D. I'm signing out, and please stay tuned because the next reason is definitely coming your way. Always remember, Coach D loves you. God bless and take care.